They said I could join the vacation if I paid my own way. Mom added, some people can't afford nice things. Dad sneered, maybe a budget hotel would be more your speed. Sister laughed, you should be grateful we even invited you. Then I found out they charged my card for their luxury resort. I said nothing. Just called my bank and reported fraud. At check-in, their reservations were cancelled. Mom texted, the hotel won't let us in. I replied. The family WhatsApp group had been buzzing for weeks about the annual summer vacation. Photos of pristine beaches, infinity pools, and five-star restaurants filled my phone screen as my parents, Linda and Tom, along with my sister Brittany, planned their getaway to the Bahamas. I'm Amanda, 28, and I work as a graphic designer for a small Tomating firm. While I'm not struggling financially, I definitely don't have the same disposable income as my family. My parents own a successful construction company, and Brittany married into money. Her husband David runs his family's investment firm. They've always made it clear that I'm the budget-conscious one in the family, though they phrase it less kindly. The invitation came during our monthly family dinner at my parents' house. I was helping Mom clear the dishes when she casually mentioned, "Oh, Amanda, you're welcome to join us in Nassau if you want. You just need to pay your own way, of course." Dad looked up from his wine glass with that familiar smirk. "Some people can't afford nice things, sweetheart. Maybe you could find a budget hotel nearby? I'm sure there are some adequate options." Brittany practically cackled from the dining room. "You should be grateful we even invited you, Jess. Most families wouldn't bother including the broke sister." The comment stung, but I'd grown used to these jabs over the years. Ever since college, when I chose art over business school, they treated my career choice like a personal failure. Still, the idea of a tropical vacation sounded amazing, even if I'd have to scrimp and save for months. "What kind of budget are we talking about?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. "Well, we're staying at the Ocean Club," Mom said, not looking at me as she loaded the dishwasher. "It's about $800 a night, but I'm sure you could find something for half that price. The important thing is spending time together as a family." $800 a night. For 7 nights. I did quick mental math, even a budget option would probably run me $3,000 total with flights and expenses. That was nearly 2 months of my rent. "Let me think about it," I said. "Don't think too long," Brittany chimed in. "We're booking everything next week. You know how these places fill up." Over the next few days, I agonized over the decision. Part of me wanted to prove I could afford it, even if it meant eating ramen for the next 6 months. But the rational part of my brain knew it was financial suicide. Then I got the text from Mom, "Amanda, we went ahead and made your reservation at the Ocean Club too. You're in room 247, right next to ours. We put it on your card, the one ending in 4729. You can pay us back for the difference between that and whatever budget place you were planning. We thought you'd appreciate staying with a family." I stared at my phone in disbelief. They had charged my credit card without permission. I immediately called the number on the back of my Visa and checked my account. Sure enough, there was a charge for $5,734.67 to Ocean Club Resorts, 7 nights at $819.24 per night including taxes and fees. My hands were shaking as I called Mom back. "Oh good, you saw the charge," she said cheerfully. "We were worried you'd be upset, but Brittany convinced us you'd want to stay somewhere nice for once. Consider it our gift to you, well, partially our gift. You'll still need to cover about half." "Mom, you can't just charge my credit card without asking." "Don't be dramatic, Amanda. We're family. Besides, it's not like we're asking you to pay for our rooms too. Just your own, plus a little extra since we upgraded you." "A little extra? This is almost $6,000. The Ocean Club is worth every penny. You'll thank us when you see it." After I hung up, I sat in my tiny apartment staring at the credit card statement. Nearly $6,000. More than I had in my savings account. They'd essentially forced me into debt for a vacation I never agreed to take. That's when the anger really set in. This wasn't just about money, it was about respect. They'd made a major financial decision for me without my consent, dismissed my concerns, and somehow made it sound like they were doing me a favor. I spent the weekend researching my options. I could dispute the charge with my credit card company, but that would likely take weeks to resolve and might not work if the hotel had a record of me agreeing to the reservation. I could confront my family directly, but past experience told me they'd just gaslight me into believing I was being unreasonable. Then I had a different idea. Monday morning, I called my bank and spoke to the fraud department. I explained that there had been an unauthorized charge on my account, which was technically true. I never authorized anyone to use my credit card for a hotel reservation. "We'll need to issue you a new card immediately," the representative, Mike, explained. The fraudulent charge will be reversed within 24 to 48 hours while we investigate. I'll also need to place a hold on your current card to prevent any additional unauthorized charges. What happens to any reservations that were made with a fraudulent charge? The merchant will be notified that the payment has been disputed and reversed. Most hotels require new payment information within 48 hours to keep reservations active. If they don't receive alternative payment, the booking would typically be canceled. Perfect. I didn't say anything to my family about the call. For the next 2 weeks, I listened to their excited planning. Brittany sent photos of the outfits she packed. Dad researched expensive restaurants. Mom made spa appointments for herself and Brittany, notably not including me, even though I was supposedly staying at the same resort. The night before they were supposed to leave, I got a call from Mom. Amanda, honey, there seems to be some kind of problem with the hotel. They're saying there's an issue with payment for your room. Do you have another card we can use? I feigned concern. Oh no. What kind of issue? They're saying the card was declined or something. It's probably just a bank error. Can you call them and sort it out? I'm actually really busy with a work deadline tonight. Can't you just pay for it and I'll reimburse you when we get there? There was a pause. Well, we've already budgeted for our own expenses. I thought this was about family time together? It is. But you know how tight money is right now with the business expansion. The business expansion that funded their $2,000 per night suite, apparently. I'll try to call the hotel tomorrow morning before my flight, I lied. Okay, but we're flying out early. Maybe just bring cash to sort it out when you arrive? Sure thing, Mom. I never called the hotel. I also never booked a flight to Nassau. The next afternoon, while my family was somewhere over the Atlantic, I was at work finishing up a logo design for a local bakery. My phone buzzed with increasingly frantic messages in the family group chat. Mom, the hotel won't let us check in. They're saying Amanda's reservation was cancelled, and since we booked all our rooms together on the same card, they cancelled everything. Brittany, what do you mean cancelled? Amanda, what did you do? Dad, this is exactly the kind of irresponsible behavior we'd expect. I waited about an hour before responding. Amanda, oh no. What happened? Mom, you happened. They're saying there was fraud reported on the card we used, and since all our rooms were booked together, they cancelled all our reservations. This made sense now. They probably put all 4 rooms on my credit card to get some kind of group rate or loyalty points, never thinking about what would happen if that card was disputed. Amanda, fraud? That's weird. I did get a call from my bank about suspicious activity on my card, but I told them it was unauthorized since I never gave anyone permission to use it. Brittany, are you kidding me right now? Fix this. Amanda, I'm trying. I'm on hold with the bank now. I wasn't on hold with anyone. I was eating leftover Chinese food and watching Netflix. Dad, we're standing in the lobby with our luggage and they're telling us the earliest they can accommodate us is next Tuesday. That's half our vacation. Mom, there has to be something you can do, Amanda. Call them back. Over the next few hours, the messages became increasingly desperate. They tried booking other hotels, but everything was either full or astronomically expensive due to it being peak season and last minute. The few available rooms were at budget motels, the kind Dad had suggested I should stay at in the first place. Brittany, we found a place but it's $200 a night and the pool is broken. Dad, the air conditioning barely works and there are stains on the carpet. Mom, this is supposed to be our family vacation and it's ruined. I let them stew for another day before making my video call. They were all crammed into what looked like a tiny hotel room with 2 double beds and wood-paneled walls that screamed 1970s renovation budget. Oh my God, you guys look miserable, I said, trying to sound sympathetic. We are miserable, Brittany snapped. Her hair was flat and she looked like she hadn't slept. Do you know what we've been dealing with? I feel terrible about the whole credit card thing. I had no idea reporting fraud would mess up your reservations too. Reporting fraud? Dad's face was red. What fraud? Well, when I saw that charge for almost $7,000 that I didn't authorize, I had to report it. You can't just use someone's credit card without permission, Dad. That's actually illegal. The silence was deafening. We were trying to do something nice for you, Mom said finally. By putting me in debt without asking? By charging my credit card without my consent? That's not nice, Mom. That's fraud. Don't be so dramatic, Brittany muttered. Dramatic? You guys literally committed credit card fraud and I'm being dramatic for reporting it? Dad was turning an interesting shade of purple. We're your family. Family doesn't steal from each other. It wasn't stealing. Mom protested. We were going to let you pay us back. With what money? I don't have $6,000 lying around. You all know that. You've made sure to remind me how broke I am every chance you get. The call went quiet except for the sound of what I assumed was the ancient air conditioning unit rattling in their budget motel room. So what now? Brittany asked. We're stuck here for the rest of the week in this dump. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you should be grateful you even have a place to stay? Brittany's jaw dropped. I'd used her exact words from the dinner invitation. Some people can't afford nice things, I continued, channeling Dad's earlier comment. Maybe a budget hotel is more your speed after all. Amanda Marie Thompson. Mom's voice hit that pitch that used to terrify me as a child. What? I'm just repeating what you all said to me. Isn't this what you wanted? A family vacation where everyone pays their own way. That's not the same thing and you know it. Isn't it though? You all got exactly what you paid for. I got exactly what I paid for too, which was nothing, since I never agreed to any of this. Dad leaned closer to the camera. When we get back, you and I are going to have a serious conversation about responsibility and family loyalty. Actually, we're not. I've learned a lot about family loyalty recently. Like how you'll commit fraud against your own daughter rather than just treat her with basic respect. We didn't commit fraud, Brittany shouted. Using someone's credit card without permission is literally the definition of fraud, Brittany. Ask David, I'm sure his investment firm deals with financial crimes all the time. The call ended abruptly. I assumed someone had hung up on me. I sat back in my comfortable apartment, feeling a mixture of satisfaction and guilt. Part of me wondered if I'd gone too far, but then I remembered the casual cruelty in Brittany's voice when she'd said I should be grateful they even invited me. The dismissive way Dad had suggested I find a budget hotel. The way Mom had just assumed she could use my credit card like it was her own. No, I decided. They needed to learn this lesson. The next morning, I woke up to 17 missed calls and 43 text messages. Apparently, their night at the budget motel had been even worse than expected. Brittany, Amanda, the shower doesn't work properly. There's barely any hot water. Dad, the people in the next room were partying until 3 a.m. These walls are paper thin. Mom, there's a cockroach in the bathroom. An actual cockroach. Brittany, the continental breakfast is just stale donuts and coffee that tastes like it was made with dirty water. Dad, this is ridiculous. We paid good money for this vacation. I almost laughed at that last message. They paid exactly what they deserved to pay. Around noon, I got a video call from Brittany. She looked absolutely miserable, her usually perfect hair was frizzy from humidity and lack of proper styling tools, and she was wearing the same clothes from yesterday. Jess, please. You have to help us fix this. Fix what? You guys are on vacation in the Bahamas. Isn't that what you wanted? You know this isn't what we wanted. Really? Because I remember Dad saying something about budget hotels being more my speed. Sounds like you found one that's perfect for the whole family. Brittany's eye twitched. That's not fair and you know it. Fair? Let's talk about fair, Brittany. Is it fair to charge someone's credit card without asking? Is it fair to spend years making someone feel like they're not good enough because they don't make as much money? Is it fair to invite someone on a family vacation and then treat them like they should be grateful for scraps? We never treated you like, don't. Don't you dare gaslight me right now. I have perfect memory of every comment, every eye roll, every joke about my little apartment and my starter car and my cute little job. And Brittany, you do usually like all my social media posts within minutes just so you can leave some backhanded comment about how different our lifestyles are. Brittany was quiet for a moment. In the background, I could hear Dad complaining loudly about something to what sounded like a hotel employee. What do you want from us? She asked finally. I want you to experience what it's like to have your vacation ruined by other people's financial decisions. I want you to know how it feels to be stuck somewhere you can't afford to leave. I want you to understand what it's like when family treats you like your comfort doesn't matter. You literally did all of those things to me, Brittany. The only difference is that you did it with malice and I did it with justice. She hung up on me. That afternoon, I decided to do some research of my own. I called the Ocean Club to see if they had any availability for the rest of the week. The reservation agent, a pleasant woman named Diane, was very helpful. Oh yes, Ms. Thompson. I see here that you had a reservation that was unfortunately cancelled due to payment disputes. I'm so sorry about that confusion. Actually, I was wondering if you had any rooms available for the rest of the week. I'd like to book something for myself. Let me check our availability. We do have some options. Our standard ocean view rooms are $950 per night, or we have a gorgeous suite for $1,200 per night. Ouch. Even more expensive than the original rate my family had quoted. But then I remembered something. Actually, I work with someone whose family is in the hospitality industry. Marcus Chen? He mentioned you might have industry rates available. Oh. Mr. Chen called yesterday asking about rates for hospitality employees. Let me pull up those options. Yes, we do have a partnership with the Chen Hotel Group. I can offer you our Ocean View Suite for $400 per night, and that includes breakfast, spa credits, and complimentary airport transfers. $400 a night. For a suite at one of the most exclusive resorts in Nassau. The entire week would cost me less than 2 nights at the rate my parents had originally planned. That would be amazing. Perfect. When would you like to arrive? I looked at my work calendar. I had some vacation days saved up, and my current projects were all ahead of schedule. How about tomorrow? After I booked the reservation, I called Marcus to thank him and ask if he wanted to join me. His family's hotel connections meant he could get similar rates, and honestly, I could use a friendly face after all the family drama. Are you serious? Marcus asked. You are actually going to Nassau while your family is stuck in a roach motel? When you put it like that, it sounds a little harsh. Amanda, they committed credit card fraud against you and then tried to make you feel bad for reporting it. This isn't harsh, this is poetic justice. Marcus had always been straightforward. It's why we work so well together at the Tomating firm and why we become such good friends over the past 2 years. So is that a yes to the vacation? Hell yes, that's a yes. I'll book my flight tonight. That evening, I went shopping for vacation clothes. As I wandered through the mall, I kept thinking about all the times my family had made comments about my shopping habits. Oh, Amanda, still shopping at Target? Brittany had said during last year's Christmas gathering, while showing off her designer handbag. Some people have different priorities, Mom had added with that fake sympathetic smile. Well, tonight I was shopping at Target, and I was buying a bikini for a trip to one of the most expensive resorts in the Caribbean. Priorities indeed. I also stopped by the electronics store and bought a new underwater camera. If I was going to document this vacation, I was going to do it right. The flight to Nassau the next day was surreal. As I sat in my window seat watching the clouds pass below, I kept checking my phone for angry messages from my family. But the group chat had been quiet since Brittany hung up on me yesterday. Marcus met me at the Nassau airport, grinning from ear to ear. I can't believe we're actually doing this. I can't believe they actually used my credit card without asking. Oh, I can believe that. Rich people do that kind of stuff all the time. They think money gives them the right to make decisions for other people. The airport transfer to the Ocean Club was in a luxury SUV with air conditioning and complimentary champagne. As we drove through Nassau, I took photos of everything, the colorful buildings, the crystal clear water, the palm trees swaying in the breeze. But nothing could have prepared me for the Ocean Club itself. The resort was absolutely stunning. Pristine white buildings with blue accents, manicured gardens full of tropical flowers, and beaches so perfect they looked fake. Our suites were in a section called the Hartford Wing, which the concierge explained was their most exclusive area. My suite was basically an apartment. A king-size bed facing floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the ocean, a sitting area with a marble coffee table, a bathroom with both a soaking tub and a rainfall shower, and a private balcony with 2 lounge chairs and a small table. I immediately took photos and posted them to Instagram with the caption, "Sometimes life surprises you in the best possible way." #Nassau, #Ocean Club, #blessed. Within minutes, the post had dozens of likes and comments from friends and coworkers. Oh my god, gorgeous. Living your best life. You deserve this. I noticed that Brittany, who usually liked all my posts within minutes, hadn't responded. Marcus knocked on my door 20 minutes later, already changed into swim trunks and a linen shirt. Ready for the beach? We spent the afternoon floating in the impossibly blue water, drinks in hand, talking about everything except my family. Marcus was easy company, funny without trying too hard, smart without being pretentious, and genuinely happy for my good fortune. You know what's funny? I said as we lounged on beach chairs that probably cost more than my monthly car payment. What? 6 months ago, if someone had told me I'd be at the Ocean Club in Nassau, I would have laughed. I would have said it was impossible, financially irresponsible, completely outside my reality. And now? Now I'm realizing that the only thing keeping me from experiences like this was my own mindset. Yes, I make less money than my family. But I also have fewer expenses, fewer obligations, and apparently better credit than people who commit fraud. Marcus laughed. Toast to that. We clinked our drinks together, some kind of rum concoction that tasted like vacation in liquid form. That evening, we had dinner at the resort's signature restaurant. The kind of place where the menu doesn't list prices and the sommelier asks about your flavor preferences instead of your budget. I ordered the lobster, something I'd never done in my life, and it was incredible. Halfway through dinner, my phone buzzed with a text from Mom. Mom, we tried calling the Ocean Club again. They said someone else is staying in our rooms now. I showed the message to Marcus, who nearly choked on his wine. Are you going to tell them? Not yet. Let them wonder. I posted a photo of my lobster dinner to Instagram, first time trying lobster, and it definitely won't be the last. #foodie, #living well, #grateful. This time I noticed that mom had viewed my story within minutes of me posting it. But still no likes or comments from any of them. The next morning, I woke up to the sound of waves and room service delivering fresh fruit and coffee to my balcony. This was a level of luxury I'd never experienced, and honestly, it was a little overwhelming. Marcus and I spent the morning at the spa, couples massages in a pavilion overlooking the ocean, followed by facials and time in the relaxation pool. Every moment felt like something from a movie. I have a confession, Marcus said as we lounged by the infinity pool that afternoon. What's that? When you first told me about your family drama, I thought you should just let it go. Family is family, you know? But seeing how they've been treating you and seeing how happy you are here, I think you did the right thing. Really? Really? Sometimes people need consequences to understand their behavior. And sometimes you need to prioritize your own happiness over keeping the peace. That afternoon, I got a series of increasingly desperate messages from Brittany. Brittany, Jess, please call me. We need to talk. Brittany, I know you're mad but this has gone too far. Brittany, Mom is crying. Dad is furious. This whole vacation is ruined and it feels like you planned it. Brittany, did you plan this? Did you know our reservations would get cancelled? I waited until evening to respond. Amanda, I reported fraudulent charges on my credit card. What happened after that was a natural consequence of your actions, not something I planned. Brittany, don't play dumb. You knew exactly what would happen. Amanda, I knew that using someone's credit card without permission is fraud. I knew that fraud gets reported to banks. I knew that banks protect their customers from fraudulent charges. Everything else was just cause and effect. Brittany, you're enjoying this. Amanda, I'm enjoying my vacation, yes. Just like you were supposed to be enjoying yours. Brittany, that's not the same thing. Amanda, isn't it? You're in the Bahamas with your family, staying at a hotel you can afford, making memories together. What more could you want? She didn't respond to that. Over the next 3 days, the group chat was mostly silent except for a few photos of them at what appeared to be a very sad continental breakfast in a pool that looked more like a large bathtub. On Thursday, I got a private message from Brittany. Brittany, okay, I get that you're mad, but you've made your point. Can you please call the Ocean Club and see if they have any last-minute availability? We'll figure out payment. Amanda, I already called them yesterday, actually. Brittany, and? Amanda, they offered me the family suite you guys had originally booked. Apparently they had a cancellation. Brittany, that's perfect. Book it and we'll all chip in. Amanda, oh, I already booked it. For myself. I'm flying out tomorrow morning. The 3 dots indicating she was typing appeared and disappeared several times before she finally responded. Brittany, you're going to Nassau? Alone? Amanda, well, not entirely alone. I invited my friend Marcus from work. You remember Marcus, the one whose family owns that chain of hotels? Turns out he gets employee discounts at partner resorts. The whole week is costing me less than what one night would have cost with you guys. This was only partially true. Marcus had helped me negotiate a better rate, but I'd been saving up for months for a vacation anyway. The money I would have spent on their budget hotel option covered a decent chunk of the Ocean Club stay. Brittany, you can't be serious. Amanda, dead serious. I'm actually packing right now. Marcus found us this amazing excursion package, swimming with dolphins, sunset sailing, the works. Should be incredible. Brittany, what about us? Amanda, what about you? You have a vacation. You're spending time together as a family. Isn't that what this was all about? Brittany, you know that's not the same thing. Amanda, some people can't afford nice things, Brittany. She didn't respond. Friday morning, I posted a selfie from the airplane with Marcus, both of us grinning and holding champagne glasses. The caption read, sometimes the best family vacations are the ones you take with people who actually treat you like family. #Nassau, #grateful, #living my best life. I made sure to tag the location so it would show up in my family's social media feeds. The Ocean Club was everything the photos had promised and more. My suite had a private balcony overlooking the turquoise water, a marble bathroom bigger than my apartment's living room, and a complimentary fruit basket that probably cost more than most people's grocery bills. Marcus and I spent the day at the spa, had dinner at the resort's 5-star restaurant, and ended the evening watching the sunset from the infinity pool. I posted strategically throughout the day, photos of the elegant room service breakfast, the couple's massage. Marcus was a good sport, The lobster dinner with wine pairings. Each post got dozens of likes and comments from friends and coworkers. Living your best life. You deserve this. Goals AF. None of my family members liked or commented on any of the posts. Saturday brought a series of texts from Mom. Mom, we saw your posts. We get it. You're angry. Amanda, I'm not angry anymore. I'm actually having an amazing vacation. Thank you for the suggestion about the Ocean Club, it really is worth every penny. Mom, Amanda, this has gone far enough. We're your family. Amanda, are you? Because family members don't steal from each other. They don't mock each other's financial situations. They don't make major decisions affecting someone else without their consent. Mom, we made a mistake. Amanda, which mistake? Charging my credit card without permission? Dismissing my concerns about money? Treating me like I should be grateful for scraps while you live in luxury? Making me feel like I'm not good enough to be part of this family unless I can match your spending? The typing indicator appeared and disappeared several times. Mom, all of it. We made mistakes. It was the first real acknowledgement I'd gotten from any of them. Amanda, I know you did. Mom, can we talk when everyone gets home? Amanda, maybe. But things are going to be different going forward. Mom, different how? Amanda, no more comments about my job, my income, or my lifestyle choices. No more making financial decisions for me. No more treating me like I should be grateful for basic inclusion in family activities. Mom, okay. Amanda, and Dad needs to acknowledge that what he did was wrong. So does Brittany. This isn't just about you, Mom. Mom, I'll talk to them. Amanda, good. Enjoy the rest of your vacation. Sunday's social media post was a photo of Marcus and me on a catamaran, both of us tan and relaxed, with a caption, "Last day in paradise." Sometimes the best revenge isn't revenge at all, it's living well. #blessed, #paradise, #new chapter. The flight home Monday evening gave me time to reflect on the whole situation. Part of me felt guilty for being so harsh, but a bigger part of me felt liberated. For years, I'd accepted their treatment because they were family. I'd laughed off their jokes about my career, swallowed my pride when they made financial digs, and convinced myself that their love came with conditions I just had to meet. But this situation had shown me something important: respect isn't earned through financial success or career prestige. It's a basic human courtesy that everyone deserves, especially from family. Tuesday morning brought a knock at my apartment door. Mom stood there with coffee and pastries from my favorite bakery. "Can we talk?" she asked. I let her in and we sat at my small kitchen table, the same table she'd made comments about being too small for proper entertaining during her last visit. "I owe you an apology," she began. "Not just for the credit card thing, but for how we've been treating you." I waited. "Your father and I built our business from nothing. We're proud of what we accomplished, but somewhere along the way, we started measuring everyone by financial success. Including you. Especially me. You're right. And that's not fair. You're talented, you're independent, you're building a life on your own terms. We should have been proud of that instead of making you feel less than." It was more self-awareness than I'd expected from her. "What about Dad and Brittany?" "Your father is struggling with this. He sees what he did as trying to help, not as crossing a boundary. But he knows he was wrong. Brittany is embarrassed about how everything played out." "Are they willing to apologize?" "Brittany is. Your father will need more time." I nodded. "I need you all to understand that this isn't just about the money. It's about respect. I'm an adult and I deserve to be treated like one." "You're absolutely right. And no more comments about my apartment, my job, my car, or my budget. I'm happy with my life. Deal? And if we do family trips in the future, everyone pays for themselves and everyone gets input on the planning. No more surprise charges or last-minute invitations to things I can't afford." "That's fair." We talked for another hour. It wasn't a complete resolution, years of patterns don't change overnight, but it was a start. Brittany called that evening. "I saw Mom's car at your place this morning," she said without preamble. "She came to apologize." "Good. I owe you one too." I waited. "I'm sorry for how I treated you. The whole vacation thing, but also just in general. I married into money and I think it made me forget what it's like to worry about expenses. That's not an excuse, just an explanation." "I appreciate that. For what it's worth, your Nassau post looked amazing. Way better than our sad motel experience." I laughed. The motel looked pretty rough. It was so rough, Jess. The ice machine was broken, the Wi-Fi was from 1999, and I'm pretty sure something died in the air conditioning unit. Maybe budget hotels really aren't your speed after all. Touché. We talked for a while longer. Brittany apologized for the years of condescending comments and acknowledged that she'd been taking her own financial security for granted. It wasn't a complete transformation, but it felt genuine. Dad took longer. 3 weeks later, he showed up at my apartment with a certified check. "This covers the cost of your Nassau trip," he said gruffly. "And a little extra for the inconvenience." "Dad, you don't need to." "Yes, I do. What I did was wrong. I used your credit card without permission and then tried to make you feel guilty for reporting it. That's not how family treats each other." The apology was stiff and clearly difficult for him, but it was an apology. "I've been thinking about what you said," he continued. "About respect. You were right. We haven't been treating you with respect, and that needs to change." "Thank you. Your mother says no more comments about your job or your money situation. That would be nice. For what it's worth, I looked at some of your design work online. You're talented, Amanda. I should have said that years ago." The compliment caught me off guard. "Thank you, Dad. That means a lot." We hugged awkwardly, but it was progress. 6 months later, we planned another family vacation, this time to a cabin in Colorado that everyone could comfortably afford. The planning group chat was collaborative instead of dictatorial. Everyone contributed ideas and everyone paid their own way upfront. Brittany suggested hiking trails. Dad researched local restaurants. Mom found a spa nearby. I designed a custom itinerary booklet for everyone. The vacation itself was different too. No comments about my choice to shop at the outlet stores instead of the designer boutiques. No jokes about my rental car being older than Brittany's. No assumptions about what I could or couldn't afford. Instead, we played board games by the fire, cooked meals together, and actually talked to each other like adults who enjoyed each other's company. On the last night, as we were all sitting on the cabin's deck watching the stars, Dad raised his beer bottle in a toast. "To family," he said. "The real kind, where everyone is valued for who they are, not what they have." "To family," we all echoed. It had taken a fraudulent credit card charge, a ruined luxury vacation, and a very public social media revenge plot, but we'd finally learned how to be a family that actually liked each other. Sometimes the best revenge really is living well, especially when it forces the people who hurt you to examine their own behavior and choose to do better. The Ocean Club vacation photos still get likes and comments a year later. But the Colorado cabin photos, the ones showing 4 people who genuinely enjoy each other's company, those are the ones I treasure most. Family isn't about how much money you have or how well you can keep up with everyone else's lifestyle. It's about treating each other with respect, kindness, and genuine care. It just took a little credit card fraud to remind mine of that.